It's a great hero overall. I mean, you can even pick up both in the mid lane. I guess you can pick up something like a Wind Ranger if you want some heavy burst to combo with the Slaughter. So right now, more likely to be the safe lane because he's amazing against Darkseid as well. So if you don't pick up the Gyrocopter, I think it's definitely going to be safe lane Jug. But we'll see what they're going to do with the ban at least. The Tinker getting removed by Virtus.pro. I guess, like you said, the Puck is probably going to be the one getting removed by Team Empire. A very good playmaking hero and very hard for these 4 heroes to actually get a lock on. Apart from the Lion getting like a Hex off, the Ricky getting a Smoke Cloud, it's pretty easy for him to dodge things out. The Juggernaut will not really get those like value Omnislash points out most of the time in the game.
Alright, so final ban will be the Viper. Team Empire really scared of that overall just right-clicky, burn you down kind of damage.
I mean, G is known for his Viper, right? I mean, getting a lot of farm on that hero and always being like ahead, always getting a lot done with the hero. He's one of those players who likes playing Viper as well. One of the few players in the world who actually like that. So you know, it makes sense.
Alright, last pick here. Still looking for, could be a mid, could be a safe. You know, there's a lot of flexibility here in the Empire draft if they really wanted to. They could put Slaughter in the safe lane and pick up something else for the off lane. Lots of flexibility. We'll see what Empire opt to do.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's pretty much, like you said, a 50-50 split. They can do pretty much either way. It just depends on what they expect Virtus.pro to pick in the mid lane, because obviously if you send Juggernaut there, you need to worry about the fact that Virtus.pro is most likely going to be picking a range hero like the Wind Ranger, like the Puck, like the Queen of Pain. So I think it's most likely going to be a safe laning here because of that fact that they do not know what Virtus.pro is going to be doing yet. But Team Empire for the mid lane for themselves, I mean, they have a lot of options as well. The Slaughter's probably going to, no, the Wind Ranger, sorry, is probably going to be the best one I can think of, because when you're against a Terrorblade, you want to nuke him down. You don't want to let him get the stunned off. You're a little bit low on stuns, like apart from the Lion having a lot of stuns to work with. So the Shackle into like a, alright, another bursting hero, so not Wind Ranger, but still a lot of burst, I guess.
Absolutely. That, you know, it's kind of fragile here. Team Empire, they're bringing in a lot of heroes that if you catch them off guard, they can just absolutely go in and get stomped. So Virtus.pro, they're going to have to keep up in terms of those rotations. And with the Spirit Breaker, they can keep pretty good eyes on everything going down. So Empire, they've got to group up. They've got to play very cohesively and not give away anything easy, or they have the potential to be punished very, very easily.
Yeah, definitely. They have to make sure that the Zeus has a lot of vision in the mid game, because obviously he does have the lightning bolt, so he can cancel the Spirit Breaker charging in, so it's not going to be too much of a concern for him. But if they get jumped, like you said, I mean, Zeus is going to be blowing up in a couple of seconds. And right now they do have the better initiation here with the Slaughter when he gets an early Blink Dagger, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. The Ricky can scout out the terrain as well. So unless you see that like Puck being picked up, I don't think Virtus.pro is going to be having the best tool to be able to initiate on them. It's rather going to be like Team Empire deciding when the fights start, unless they get smoked on or something like that, like wraparound ganked or things like that.
Alright, last pick here will be the Invoker, which didn't get any hate or love so far, which is kind of rare. Usually you see it banned out, but I'm very excited to see what G does with it here. And now Ramses will be playing that Juggernaut, so obviously going into that safe lane position with Scandal taking up the mid Zeus. What do you think of this here? Do you think it's going to be enough from Team Empire? Do they have enough control, or will Virtus.pro just hit an early power spike and never stop?
I think the Invoker is fine, because one thing that you do lack on the side of Virtus.pro to be able to put enough pressure in the top lane is going to be obviously the damage coming up from Darkseid Spirit Breaker. They can get a hold, they can stun someone up and set up for Sunstrike, and I think that's going to be like what Virtus.pro does in the early game. Just try and get kills with the Invoker like across the map while he's just sitting AFK farming in the mid lane. As for Team Empire, I mean, they don't really do too much other than just laning in the start. Juggernaut needs a couple of levels. Zeus doesn't really offer too much like roaming potential. He can TP rotate when someone gets dived on a tower, but that's pretty much all he can do. So I don't think it's going to be Empire being active in the early game, definitely.
Yeah, but how much longer, or rather, how long can they leave the Terrorblade to go through? Aloha Dance can play this up and can just get so much done. It seems like the later you wait, the more Virtus.pro have the potential to come online and just completely spiral out of control.
Yeah, definitely. And Terrorblade, he's definitely going to be able to get an early tower in the bottom lane as well, because you're against a Slaughter, you have a hero like Vengeful Spirit to back you up, so once he does pop those early Metamorphoses, he's going to be able to either zone out the Slaughter, no problem, or take the early towers. So they need to, I don't know, man, I mean, 5-6 minutes into the game, the tower will most likely fall, but after that, when the Juggernaut gets his ultimate up and running, they will be able to rotate around and look for kills instead. As the Zeus with the ultimate, also great tools, so they have options once they get their ultimates up, but before that, Not so
30
much,
seconds to
honestly.
battle.
Alright, going in, we are going to have that Invis Ricky once again being a problem. Miposhka's playing that one up, and, you know, Ricky has been such a priority pick here. Sometimes first round banned, it's kind of replaced Bounty Hunter in that kind of go in, just be a sneak, steal that XP from any junglers or any offlaners dipping into the jungle, and just come online, transition to that semi-carry role. And he's going to go get a very nice ward here, giving a lot of vision of the Radiant offlane. And we'll see what else he's able to do if he goes for courier snipes. That could be pretty interesting to see how much that will stunt Invoker in the lane.
I mean,
Alright, we've already got a sandwich coming down here as Darkseer could be in some trouble. Yoki may get punished here. They got Miposhka slapping away at him. Looks like Lion is not going to go through, still holding on to his first level. So not going to bring out that Earth Spike. Meanwhile, down bottom, you've got Afterlife getting harassed back. Will take a magic missile. Aloha Dance already in that Metamorphosis form. So wailing away at him. That's going to be half health on the Slardar. Going to be forcing out a Tango there. He's got 8 of them. So he'll be able to budget through and get some nice heal going out. But Aloha Dance, there's no rest for the wicked. Making sure that Slardar always feels pressure and keeps him out of farm range.
yeah.
Oh, down bottom, they go through, they get another stun here. There's going to be a crush on the 2. Do they have the follow-up damage? Looks like a tree is eaten, and that's going to be Spirit Breaker having to back off Afterlife. If he didn't have that crush, it would have been a very, very grim story for him. Now Yoki getting chased down by Poshka, going to be looking through just to go for that harass casualty, but not going to be able to go through and follow any sort of return damage. So still 0-0, no kills coming out just yet.
Yeah.
An Afterlife, he is going to eat a missile and a charge, but a little bit miscommunicated there. They didn't exactly combo up their stuns in the most effective way. Now another crush comes back on through. Slaughter is able to take out that bounty rune, and FNG is going to have to back off here, not able to find anything. Now we do have Miposhka waiting at the wings, looking to steal some of that experience from Yoki, who has abandoned the offlane, opting to pick up stacks instead. So not going to get a whole lot out of this. He's running low on mana. He will be, again, splitting the experience with the Ricky. There is going to be a sentry pop down. They get eyes on him. They do have the dust if they need it, but can they really get the follow-up damage? They're trying here. Miposhka eats a tree right away. Nice reaction from him, knowing all he has to do is run. There is going to be Orb on Venom on top of Orb of Venom, so everyone's slowing each other up. And then Miposhka just kind of juking around, will be able to wait out the dust, and there's the cooldown. So harassing him back, but again, the regen will be there from the Tangos, so Spirit Breaker just wasting a little bit of his time.
Yeah. Quick.
Alright, so we are now 3.5 minutes in. Virtus.pro and Empire, typically teams that, you know, like to charge in, that like to go Divide. Where do you think we're going to see the first blood fallen?
But
Yeah, Ricky going around giving some good eyes here. They do scout out the FNG. Able to take it here. Miposhka not going to be able to go through unless... Oh! No, not quite in time there. Now the charge comes in. That's an arcane rune charge. He's going to be bashing like a madman. He'll have the charge up. Fairy's on top of that now. Going back on in. They get the bash. Can they follow it up? They go. They try to get that hit. 17% flying through, but they're not able to follow it up with a Vengeful Spirit Magic Missile.
yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Scandal going back on in. There's going to be the cold snap to follow up, but the TP in from Lion might buy enough time here as FNG could get punished here. The Earth Spike comes out. They've got the Hex, they got the drop, and looks like the first blood will go the way of King R. Nice rotation in from that dire support, securing the blood and making sure that Invoker won't get as much out of this lane. Now they're looking to punish him once again. They bring in Afterlife. He's squiggling in, but how deep does he dive? He will back off, taking a tower shot. So looks like Empire, once they get that green light, they want to go all in. Can they look to punish G here? That might be a bit too ambitious. Oh, Earth Spike, they're coming in. Miposhka, he doesn't have the smoke screen. He's only level 1. And the cold snap coming out onto Scandal. Now there's a charge coming back on in. The Spirit Breaker cancels it, opting to instead maybe look for the Ricky or maybe just play this one super safe. I mean, it's another charge onto Afterlife, but again, with that stout shield, Slardar is feeling completely fine. All he has to do is just react, crush. I don't think the stun lock is going to be perfect here. We'll see when... Yeah, again, going in, they get the crush, the charge coming in, the stun strike going to be off the mark. They pop in with that mirror image, but Afterlife still completely, totally fine. He only has 2 tangos left, but it's more than enough to survive in this lane, and... You know, he hasn't been getting the most in terms of XP or the most in terms of farm, but definitely keeping himself par, hasn't been feeding here, hasn't been giving away too much, and the Terror Blade, yeah, he's getting a lot of last hits, but won't be allowed to scale up too heavily.
Yeah.
All things fall.
Yeah, Afterlife feeling good about that now. Yoku goes through, he is able to get a bunch of jungle farm to himself, has that soul ring at the ready, so gonna be spamming out those iron shells. Mana's not gonna be too much of a problem for him. See what's gonna go down here is up top, Ramsey is still sitting on that first Omni Slash. A charge will be coming through. Can he react quick enough? Will he be able to get himself out of this one?
Juggernaut!
And yeah, Darkseer, he's only level 5, so you really gotta have that level 7, level 8 to get that back wall combo online, so just kinda YOLOing into a Juggernaut may not be the best play, but continuing the rotation up may be okay. Now another charge coming through, they're looking for this one, the Magic Immunity will go through. Ramses looking to turn this, they bring in King R, can he land the Earth Spike in his life here? If he catches 2, it could be enough, no fear getting chunked down, Thunder God's Wrath, the Earth Spike will be enough, Ramses will end up falling there, so at least they get something out of it, but it's gonna be 2 dead on the side of Virtus.pro, and they're looking for King R as well. Can they get him? They will. Yoku, nice Ion Shell tick damage there. That's going to be now a 2 for 2. And it looks like the Radiant may actually come out ahead on top of that.
And
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Absolutely. Now over here, maybe we see the kill on the Ricky if they can get eyes on him. If he reveals, he could be in a little bit of trouble, but no. There's going to be a TP out from the rest of the Virtus.pro heroes, and well, they're just going to be leaving this back, farming it up. That kill up top would not have happened if Vengeful Spirit wasn't there smoked up with her buddies with the Darkseer. So make sure they always have the resources they need to get the kills is super crucial, and so far Virtus.pro are doing a pretty good job of that.
yeah,
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's
Ramsey's
top
just
tower
enjoying the free
is under
farm. He's
attack.
not feeling the crunch yet. Again, Terrorblade was controlled up pretty heavily by the Slardar, but he's still sitting alright in terms of net worth, second on the chart, only behind his own Invoker.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lion Arcane Rune really wants to make something happen on the back of this. Riki keeps eyes onto the Invoker. Can they get anything done? They may have to rotate the Juggernaut past the tower. And there is going to be a TP in from the Spear Breaker. They definitely want to get something done. The charge is going to come out, but it's just going to be a bait as Ramsey is taking a couple tower shots, doesn't mind. TP's coming back into the Vengeful Spirit. They're looking for more here. Got a little bit of lag going down, but hopefully it's not going to be too steady. And we are going to see Yoku coming back in, TPing through, and is going to force back the support duo from Empire. They're not going to be able to go in. Lion not able to make anything out of that Arcane Rune.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, they didn't get anything. It was a huge rotation from Virtus.pro, but they were able to go through. They were able to get the deny on the tower, so at least making a little bit of space for themselves. But Ramsey is feeling very good here on this Juggernaut. Hasn't been feeling a whole lot of pressure. Got killed that one time on the back of that nice smoke rotation up, but he is going to be flying himself out some booties. It will be the Blade of Alacrity. So are we going to see that early fighting build of Diffusal Blade into Manta style, or is this going to be a farming SNY?
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Absolutely, and you know, Juggernaut, we'll see when he hits his power spike, because he does tend to come online pretty early, but he's fighting into a big meat wall of Virtus.pro. I mean, none of their heroes are that squishy. It's not like they have Witch Doctors or Disruptors that are easy confirmed picks, and now there will be an Observer dropped. Fortunately, no Sentry from the Spear Breaker. They won't get eyes on the Riki.
Double damage.
Oh, Afterlife goes through, no fear, gonna get slapped down. There's a double damage coming in. It looks like Aloha Dance wants to make most out of this. There's the reflection coming back in, the swap into the Sunstrike, will secure the kill onto the Slardar. No fear, literally having no fear, manning up, not panicking in that moment. Going up against a double damage Slitherine is no easy feat, but to get it done.
Yeah.
Oh. King R getting charged under tower. I don't know if they want to finish this off. They will go through. There's a vacuum. Looks like they can get the kill here onto the line, but there's going to be mass TPs in. 3 of them popping through. Yoku walking back, throwing out the wall. I guess just making sure there's no more rotations in. Now Aloha Dance, he's in. He's Metamorphosis. The Sunstrike comes out. Scandal may end up burning. He's going to get out with a fraction of his life. They're going in. They're bringing in the Spear Breaker. The gun's popped out. They want to get the kill on the Riki if they can avoid it. Or rather, they want to make sure the Riki doesn't get the kill on him if they can avoid it. But in the end, Afterlife with one bash of his staff will secure the kill on the Spear Breaker. Maybe they'll look to turn this some more, but well, the Dusted Riki walking back on through the Sentry Ward. It looks like this will be a disengage. 4 for 4 is what the kill score stalls out at. What do you make of that? Was that just kind of Virtus.pro throwing bodies in the fire one by one?
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Just got denied by the Juggernaut, so they got the tower, but it could have got out a lot better than they did.
Alright, now sitting back here in terms of overall net worth, it's going to be about 1,000 lead for Virtus.pro, but nothing that can't be turned around. Now, it's going to come down to when the Terrorblade can hit his peak in terms of split push, and when the Invoker can hit his peak in terms of farming. Now, Invoker has opted to go for the Midas. He's had it out for a little bit now, with 2,000 gold on top of it. What does he go for next here? Does he go for that Yule's build? Does he go straight into Ags?
Yeah, he just brought out a travel boost. That's the most common way to go for it, like drums, hand of Midas, travel boost, and then you worry about getting an axe. Usually you will see the axe. I mean, a lot of invokers has the opposite to be a little bit more greedy when it comes down to the blink daggers, but we'll see.
Scan reveals the Slardar. Radiant, they know what's up here. They know the Ricky's most likely nearby as well. Will they bring in the proper vision, though? It looks like Vengeful Spirit not holding on to anything there. Terrorblade, similar story. Spirit Breaker, really the only one carrying anything and has already expended that last use of dust. So vision game from Virtus.pro is not exactly 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and Spirit Brigade just got his level 6 as well, so he's been a little bit delayed in terms of getting his levels up. The Vengeful Spirit is actually the only one of the two supports who has a lot of levels, and if anyone, you want the Spirit Brigade to be the ones with the levels, but either way, he's going to have level 6 now, so he can use that. The Lion also having that finger that hasn't been used yet in this game, and both lineups of like these support heroes, they want to be able to get something huge done, as you can see. I mean, King R, he's hiding.
Smoke goes through it, will get popped there. And yeah, like you mentioned, King R just sitting in the trees saying, everything's fine, I'm okay, nothing's going wrong. There will be a charge down bottom, Bash coming in, but the Crush, Afterlife with the fast fingers, reacting to this before it even happens, and the level 1 swap, certainly not in range enough to go through and get that Fish Boy back. Now there will be some push up top as they do have that Terrorblade in that Metamorphosis form, trying to do some damage to the towers. King R left on cleanup duty, and again, rotation out. So Virtus.pro, they're content making space, pushing out, backing off before they lose any objectives.
Yeah, they're just playing around the Metamorphosis as much as possible. Aloha Dance, he's going to be getting a lot of farm. Obviously, we have Ramses keeping up, but as long as they get more objectives than the side of Empire, they're going to be pretty happy going into the later game. They know that the Invoker is always going to be ahead of the Zeus. He's right now 2,000 gold ahead, and Darkseer also ahead of the Slaughter. So even though the carry on the side of Empire is going to be getting a little bit more farm, they're not going to be too worried about that as long as the other heroes is doing well, right? Now we have a smoke gun coming up from the side of Empire, obviously trying to set something up. They do have that Josh up on the Juggernaut, level 2 Omni Slash as well, so they want to be able to use their spells because this is a very big power spike.
Gonna be going in. Oh, they just run headlong into the Radiant. Aloha Dance, no chance to react. Popped out by the Lion Finger. They're gonna be charging back on through Afterlife. He wants something here. The Blink Dagger on cooldown for 2 seconds. He's slowed up, but in the end, the Omni Slash comes back on through. Juggernaut ripping apart everyone, killing off the Spirit Breaker and looking for more. No fear. Gonna be next to go down. There's a meatball burning up Ramses, but he's completely fine. This is gonna be 3 for nothing there. Empire, they dunk their ultis, but certainly worthwhile. Absolutely getting what they wanted to out of that Smoke Gank.
Yeah, definitely. That's just the power of the Juggernaut early on. Like, why people just love picking this hero as well, because the Omni Slash level 2 is such a powerful tool. You can pretty much always get a guaranteed kill if you just have like a stun follow-up. Terrorblade getting popped by the Lion, because Lion is pretty much the same story. You have a Finger of Death doing like, what, 600 damage? So it's a very, very huge burst, right?
So Spirit Breaker going for the charge. Wouldn't be surprised if he cancels this one, and will do so, just getting himself into lane nice and speedy. That would have been a bit of a mistake. Now the Amplify damage is going to be onto G. Miposhka seeing if he wants to go for that. Ricky's sitting kind of poor here, no surprise. He's sitting above the net worth of both of the Radiant support heroes, so at least he's getting something out of this. His kill participation has been mostly in the form of assists. He hasn't been super rotatey, super greedy, but we'll see what goes on further.
Yeah, but the thing is, he hasn't died this game, and when you look at the Spirit Breaker, when you look at the FNG, he's died 4 times this game, so he's not really having the most amazing game he would have wanted to get. They're gonna go for smoke play now themselves, obviously knowing that the ultimates have been expended on the side of Empire, so this is the best time they can go for play. But, let's see what they can find. Alright, they're
well,
going
looks
for
like
the
it will be a Roche. They got that drum, they got everything.
They have a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can melt it down pretty quickly. They don't have the amplified damage from the Slardar, but with that alacrity, man, Aloha Dance doing some serious work. Now there is going to be a scan here. The pit will be revealed if they didn't have Spirit Breaker waiting on the wings. So it looks like Scandal knows it's going down, pops that lightning bolt into pit, but it's not going to be fast enough. Terrorblade already with 2 lives. We'll see how Empire react to this. Do they fight or do they run? Because it looks like Virtus.pro, they got their engines blazing. They're looking for something.
Yeah, definitely. They have the Blink Dagger up on the side of Afterlife, obviously trying to set something up. They could have potentially gone in for the pit, but it's a little bit hard to fight into Metamorphosis, especially when you know you don't have the ultimates ready. So yeah, they scanned it out, but I don't think there was going to be any chance of them actually contesting that much. So it is going to be the Aegis down on the side of Virtus.pro getting a good trade for the fight they just lost a second ago. And now it's just about, you know, keeping back, getting a little bit more farm, maybe taking a tier 2 tower in like one of the lanes. But let's see. Oh, top lane, Yoki in trouble.
Going back on through. Do they have the crush there? Are they going to follow up? There is going to be the charge of Afterlife. Does it connect though? Looks like they are going to go through. They do get the cancel. Now Yoku will be slapped down. He pops the back wall combo, but not able to find anything of it there. Going to go for the Sunstrike. It will be off the mark. So TP out from everyone involved. It doesn't really cost them that much. I mean, they commit the Zeus ulti, but worthwhile for a kill on that pesky Darkseer.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, just getting a good kill, that's gonna shut down Virtus.pro's attempt to actually push in this situation. They did just finish up the mechanism a little bit ago on the side of the Darkseer as well, so the pushing power is very strong from the side of VP, but They have to have all 5 available to have 40 seconds cooldown on the metamorphosis, and I guess they're going to be looking for a push with that being up, as they don't really have any reason to stay back. Invoker is pushing out the bottom lane, can easily just TP into the lane whenever they go, so Empire, they're going to be like responding to what kind of attempt that Virtus.pro is going to be making.
Alright, so you got No Fear sitting here on the, almost the bottom of the net worth chart. Spearbreaker taking the bottom slot. So Vision is such a priority for Virtus.pro, but it is really setting their supports to be very, very poor. Vengeful Spirit would like to get something like a Force Staff or an Ether Lens at some point, but it's not coming out anytime soon. Spearbreaker, similar story, he'd like a Blade Mail, he'd like a Shadow Blade, he'd like an Urn, but it's just not going to be prioritized.
Yeah, they're so poor, and that's pretty much, like you said, courtesy of the Ricky, and as long as he keeps staying alive and not dying, they're just like using so much gold on sentries, using so much gold on dust, and not getting anything out of it, like you said. I mean, they're so poor on the side of Empire. I mean, the Lion has his Aether Lens, which is a big item, and he can just like slowly move into that blink that can maybe get it in like 10 minutes time. Ricky, having a couple of items, having some stats, will do some like basic right-click damage, slowly moving to that diffusal blade as well. So as the game progresses, it's going to be a little bit more of an issue that Virtus.pro has this kind of force of pulse that really just doesn't do anything other than just like running in, shooting 1 or 2 spells, and then like meat shields from there on.
Alright, so Terrorblade now is sitting at that Yasha. Do we see the farming Sanjin Yasha, or do we see the Manta style picked up? Well, I answered my own question there. As he picks up the Manta style recipe in his stash, and we'll have that ultimate orb quite soon, so we're going to have Aloha Dance being almost full kit for split pushing very shortly. Now, how did Empire deal with that most effectively? Did they just ignore it and go for some push of their own? Do they rotate and look for ganks? How do you deal with this Terrorblade scaling up? Global silence. Well, Silencer is not in this game, unfortunately, but Yoku, going back on through, does have that mechanism online, and that's going to be, you know, a completed combo. He's got that back wall. Big points, big priority placed in the vacuum over the Surge, just making sure he doesn't really need that mobility as long as he's able to go through, cancel TPs, get everyone in one place. So, you know, that ability is huge on the side of Virtus.pro, again, controlling the positioning in the team fights. Vacuum maxed out, swap picked up for the Vengeful Spirit, getting 2 points in the stun, but huge priority placed on Wave of Terror as well. Negative armor is going to be pretty crucial up against heroes that are going to be building up some sort of armor. Now, Juggernaut does pick up that Perseverance, so maybe scaling into a Battle Fleegery after all on top of the Sanjin Yasha. Could be going for a Linken's. We have seen a couple Jugs build that, but it is a bit early for the Linken's. It's not going to be the most effective in the world. So, we'll see what they're going to go for here. Again, nice wards coming out. The Radiant definitely stepping up their vision game, but Dire, well, they're keeping on it too. They've got one here, scouting out any high ground rotations. They've also got one in lane underneath the shadow of the old tier 1 to make sure they know if Terrorblade's coming up and farming. So everyone looking around, pinging out. They're going to see where the Terrorblade's going through, and well, he's still sitting on that Aegis, but has to make something of it pretty shortly, unless it's just going to be used like a regen rune. I mean, can they find any kills? Can they go for any push? That's the question. They are going to bring in the Metamorphosis form as the creep wave walks in. Looks like they should get some decent shots onto the tower. They do get out the Ricky as he pops out that smoke cloud, but just walking around. Fortified popped. Space being created. Empire, they're looking for something here. They're all smoked up with the back lines. And they really want to go through. They really want to find a pick, but they got to know that everyone on Virtus.pro is right behind him. Scandal going through with that lightning bolt. There's going to be Aloha Dance, about half health. Goes in with the Sunder on his own supports, making sure he's full health. Has that Alacrity once again. Now Crush in. Aloha Dance could be in some trouble here. Do they have the finger? They do. No fear. Going to be hexed up in the back lines. There will be that back coming out. Ramses in some serious trouble. There's going to be the wall, but the vacuum dodged out. They do end up getting the kill there. Terrorblade getting the kill on the Lion. Invoker getting the kill on the Juggernaut. And now Invoker getting a double kill, taking up the Ricky as well. Surge away as Yoku looking for more, just hunting on the back lines. This tower getting absolutely plummeted. And can they go for more here? Juggernaut's got no buyback. In fact, no one has buyback here. That is a good fight going the way of Virtus.pro. Now the Metamorphosis is over, so the push gets a little bit more difficult, but we'll see what Terrorblade's still able to lay in. This tower melting down very, very quickly. Scandal, there's only so much he can do. He will get the heroes low, but not low enough. Crush lands onto G, but G's still completely fine. Charge into the Spear Breaker, immediately cancelled. They're just going to sit here wailing away. Forge Spirit kind of asleep at the wheel, will fall. But again, G still has that Alacrity, hitting hard, hitting fast. And in the end, some damage traded onto Rax at 23 minutes.
And that's a lot of work done from the side of Virtus.pro. I mean, the Terrorblade, I'm pretty confused at the fact that Empire actually opted to go into the Terrorblade there because he had like 10-15 seconds left to the Metamorphosis. It seemed like a situation where he has Aegis up, he has Metamorphosis active, so like at max you're gonna pop the Aegis and then what? You have to like use so much to be able to even get that. So giving up the tier 2 seemed like a better option than trying to split push instead, but they fought into it and they ended up paying a pretty big price. I mean, losing 3 people, losing 2 towers as well as the range tracks. That's going to be a very, very huge net worth lead all of a sudden from the side of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that is just absolutely snowballing out of control. We got, asymptotic growth right there. And, XP, very similar story, just spiking up. I mean, it is only about a 2,000, or rather 1,500 XP swing, so nothing insurmountable at this point. But gold is starting to get kind of out of control, and you give a Terrorblade enough items, you give an Invoker enough items, and all of a sudden your base is in shambles.
Yeah, and Terrorblade, he's going to be like speeding into that BKB anytime soon. So once he does have that completed, pretty much like the kill potential they had before, like getting a stun on him and trying to get some like combos on him, is going to get nullified quite hard. As well as like you even have the Vengeful Spirit in case of emergency with the swaps being on point. You have the Invoker with the Acronym Scepter. So Virtus.pro, they're going to be reaching a pretty heavy power spike right now. You even have the Darks, like having the Blink, having the Pipestone completed. So Empire, they're just not getting the same kind of items right now as I mean, they have the items they had like maybe 5 minutes ago, having Blink on Slaughter with 4 staff, having the Sanjin Yash as well as a Battlefield and Jug, but they're not going to be looking to get anything major like in the next like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, also, if you look at the distribution of net worth, it's pretty interesting here. You've got the Terrorblade and the Invoker sitting way at the top of the chart, and then you've got a big chunk of heroes in the middle. All the Dire sitting there between... Still super, super poor.
Yeah, they're slowly getting like at least scrappy items, but it's a long road for those two, as they're still just buying a lot of region, a lot of like vision with the sentries, and they have to pretty much keep doing this because they want to know what Ricky's doing, they want to know where he is. And now Smug at him from the side of Empire, not really getting anything done though, as just taking a quick stroll through the Radiant jungle and then backing up.
I mean, they got Zeus the Bounty Rune, man, super worth it.
Easy. Bounty Rune secured.
Absolutely. So again, expensive rotations VP, they know they're ahead. They know that last fight went phenomenally here. But what can they do to keep their lead accelerating? Because if they just kind of plane off, maybe Empire gets this back, maybe Jug lands the Omni Slash of his freaking life and goes through and gets, a rampage. But again, it is looking good. There will be a charge in. Vengeful Spirit just absolutely manning up there. No fear, living up to his name. Vacuum in, and Lion is dead. Now Lion dies with that finger at the ready. So it will be back up the next time the high ground gets pushed. But still... that is a lot of damage being done by VP, and they don't get punished for it.
I was gonna say that's a quick kill, but like before the kill they would have probably just like waited for the Terrorblade to get the BKB finished, but now with that one kill they're gonna be taking the tier 2 tower in the top lane because they know that Empire is most likely not gonna be contesting this. It doesn't really make sense for them to try and make a play when they have one player down, and especially because Lion he's such a huge part of their control. So they're just gonna be splitting up the map, trying to farm a little bit, trying to split push the bottom lane with the Ricky, and he's getting charged though, and yeah, wise enough he goes to TP out as he got spotted out the Spirit Breaker in the middle. But
now he
kills
is just gonna take a solo Omni Slash right to the back. Ramses, no mercy there. It's a lot committed for his solo Spirit Breaker, but in the end it gets the job done.
Yeah, now Ramses spotting out the Roshan as well. Actually, Ramses going for the attempt here. They're trying to sneak it up, but Virtus.pro, they already know this is up. They used the Sunspec earlier, so they are rotating straight away into this pit.
Absolutely. I mean, no fear. Has that swap stun combo at the ready. There is going to be everyone running out. They are going to scout out the Roche. Already has some slight damage onto it. So they know the Dire's probably been in the area, and now Ramses going through, cleaning up the Force Spirit, so Radiant get a whole lot of vision here. Wave of Terror comes out. Ramses is still fighting this. Not quite sure that's the play. He has no Omni. He's being pinged out. The Poshka will be frontlining, no fear again with that swap stun. Another Sunspec coming in and seeing what's going down. There will be that Thunder God's Wrath coming out. No fear does end up getting picked off, but now the charge comes in. Ramses, he tries to magic immune this and will be successful, but in the end there's going to be a Yules and Aloha Dance with that BKB. King R is 4 hits from death, and that's going to be Lion in the base for the better part of a minute. And now on the back lines, they're looking for more here. They are going to go through. The Ricky jumping away. Will he end up burning? He does go down. Invoker able to get the kill on that, and the rest of the Dire, it looks like they are running away. Actually, Ramses, he's farming. Will take a charge, and they should have some follow-up damage for this. The Crush comes through. Maybe they go, and maybe they find the kill onto FNG. Now Bash coming in. Ramses, he's going to be running away. He may be able to TP. I don't think Invoker could do this. He's going to be spinning away, making sure there's no tornadoes or whatnot. And in the end, they finally go through. There's the tornado on the Scandal. Cold Snap as well. He's stuck in place. He can't react. He's going to go down. It's going to be everyone down except for the Jug and the Slar. And they only lose Avenge in return. And now the Roshan will most likely end up in the paws of the Radiant. They go for the vacuum here. It's not going to be in time as there is going to be that slip away. The Slardar with the Force Staff with the Blink, getting himself securely back to base. But in the end, still a very bloody engage. And VP continue to come out on top.
Yeah, that was so confusing. I mean, you said it yourself, that was a very confusing attempt from Ramses going for that Roche, because it was very clear that Virtus.pro, they were in the area, they had a lot more farm to work with. Empire, they were still on the back foot, and I mean, having the BKB getting shipped out to the Terrorblade as well, the attempt was pretty much like, you have Spirit Breaker dead for like 5 seconds and you think you can take a Roche, but they had cooldowns on the spells, so it was a very, very weird situation from the side of Ramses going for that play, and they're gonna get punished for it. They didn't lose all that much because the BKB terribly, I mean, he went in, but with a disengage from Empire, he actually didn't get a big hold of anyone. He got like 1 kill in the river, and then he had to pretty much chase for the rest of the time, but they still got the kills. I mean, they got about 2 or 3 kills.
Yeah, and you know, it's productive. Again, every little bit keeps setting them farther and farther ahead. We talked about what do Virtus.pro do to scale themselves up and keep their lead going, and that's exactly it. Just capitalize on Empire making very desperate plays. It seems like once again they're really prioritizing the Roche pit. Juggernaut knows he needs something here, but will he get punished again here? Again, you got Mimposhka on the Riki. I'm actually surprised there's been no gem pickup. 30 minutes in with the Riki being as big of a problem as he is. You know the Radiant supports are poor, but it's got to be something you prioritize at some point in the game.
I mean, they're gonna be alright, because as long as Invoker as well as Terrorblade keeps up in farm, I mean, Juggernaut, he's pretty much the only one who can actually do something to the team right now. But he can't do anything alone. I mean, when he's up against an Invoker who has more net worth than him, a Terrorblade who's pretty much equalizing his net worth, it's going to be very, very difficult for Juggernaut. And much of his farm is farming tools. Like Battle Fury gives you a little bit of damage, not so much. Blink Dagger doesn't give you any kind of like damage tool other than just like getting closer to the enemy. So now they're going for the Roche again.
They're going. Roshan melting past this immediate turnaround. Juggernaut having none of that nonsense. But Aloha Dance, he's big, he's mean, he's a fighting machine, trying to get down everyone here. And it looks like there's going to be more kills going his way.
Seems good. Alright, well in the meantime, I mean, Virtus.pro, they're gonna go for the Roshan in the end. Empire doesn't lose anyone. It's only gonna be the line dropping down, but let's see. Roshan will be taken after tracking. Oh. Alright, so Terrorblade picks it up. Afterlife tried to make a sneaky attempt to try and steal it, but now Afterlife is definitely gonna be dropping down, so an interesting attempt. I mean, could have paid off with it in the end. Alright, bottom lane, with flash kick getting going on. He's going to be charged down and he's not going to be TPing out anywhere. They don't have vision on him right now. I mean, who is it that holds his gem is the question, but they see him now. Or they're just going to like casually just like hit him down and make sure he drops onto the ground. So why not? Oh, it looks like we lost Annie, but hopefully we'll be back in a matter of time. But either way, let's see, mid lane is going to get pushed down from the side of Virtus.pro. Obviously, they have 2 people down on the side of Empire, so there shouldn't be any like issue pushing this. And now Empire on the back foot. They have used the ultimates, they have used the spells, they're smoked up and ready to go. But Zeus, I mean, you can't really dive into this kind of heroes. I mean, you have the Eels, you have the Aetherlands. It's not the greatest fighting force that he can provide, especially with the Aegis still being up on the Terrorblade. He is going to be taken down slowly, but he's going to be able to, yeah, he's just going to summon the support once again. No fear, he is just that scrappy support. He's
sorry about that,
healing
guys.
too.
There was a brief internet drop at the Beyond the Summit house. So we are getting back on into the action here. Again, apologies for the stream dying. What happened in that last team fight? I saw Terrorblade get big, he used the BKB, and then everything went to potatoes.
You're back. Alright. And well, the Terrorblade, he got the Roche. Afterlife tried to take it, tried to sneak it like blinking in and trying to take the Aegis, ended up dying in the end. And Virtus.pro, you know, just like slowly pushing down the lanes, getting the mid-racks, and then Ricky got caught out as well in the bottom lane. So, you know, just a couple of kills from the side of Virtus.pro, just extending that lead a little bit.
Alright, coming back on in, the Riki doing something here, and like you said, extending their lead. There is no real way they can fall behind. It's going to be about an 18,000 net worth lead here, almost a 8k experience lead, so Virtus.pro feeling very good, and that's on the back of the Terrorblade. He's not going to fall down anytime soon. Will to actually take a solo Omni, but nice swap there. No fear, will be saving up the carry, gives her life, but now looks like Aloha Dance may be able to avenge her after all. That was definitely the play there from the bench. Aloha Dance. I don't think he would have gone completely down, but at least makes some space now. He turns, he BKBs up Afterlife. Gonna regret chipping in on that. They do see Maposhka here. Again, there is that sentry ward. Nice vision coming out, but Aloha Dance getting surrounded onto by a bunch. Looks like there is that spin to the Juggernaut on the back line, so Ricky the tricks of the trade doing some serious work. The Meg might not be enough. Aegis popped. They do get out the Spear Breaker as well. Can they punish this? They're gonna be going all in for this. They got the Earth Spike up. No, they do have the Hex in 1 second. They will get the Frog off. He's now surrounded by 4 heroes, 5 heroes. Aloha Dance will be killed off in the end. That was a big show there from Empire. It took a lot, but they got 2 kills and almost a 2k gold swing on the back of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be what they need to get at least like 1 step back in the game. Obviously, there's still gonna be 2 racks down in the mid lane. They have a racks down in the bottom lane. Oh, actually no, but almost a racks down in the bottom lane. And they're still in the back foot, but obviously getting Aloha Dance finally killed us. That's been a very, very huge trouble for them. It's gonna be a step in the right direction. They're still far away, but you know, maybe if they can keep getting these kind of kills, they're gonna be able to find that way back in the game. Juggernaut not picking up a butterfly will be pretty tanky with that. Very hard for Aloha Dance to hit through it, as he doesn't have anywhere near an MKB. He's going to go for the Scotty himself, so he's not going to be worrying about an MKB anytime soon, which means that Juggernaut's going to get at least some value from it.
Absolutely. Now, moving forward here, we are going to have the Invoker stepping up. Like you mentioned, the Octarine core now picked up. He's super survivable. Now picks up an Arcane Rune. Can you ask for a better Invoker pick? He's going to look to push off the back of that.
Yeah, I mean, if he can use it within the next 30 seconds, he's going to be able to rotate through the spells like a madman for sure. But like you said, I mean, Octarine Core, he has a BKB from earlier as well. He's going to be pretty much impossible to kill unless you can get like a solo Omni Slash on him. And even then, I'm not sure that's going to be even enough. So very difficult to kill this guy, and unless you get a jump on him, he's going to be just fine in pretty much any situation. Vengeful Spirit has been on point with the swaps. I mean, he's been the Sunder target as well the whole game. So, I mean, no fear. He's pretty much like the most supportive hero you can possibly. He's swapping, and then he's just being like a health treat for the side of Aloha Dance.
Alright, now, you know, what's the play here from Virtus.pro? Obviously, they are still ahead, but we saw in that last fight, steep drop-off there. They can't exactly just man up and get everything done that they wanted to. What do they do here? Do they look for a smoke gank? Do they wait for the next Roche? Do they go apply that split push with the Terror Blade?
I think they can go for smoke play, honestly. I mean, obviously split pushing is always going to be something they do with the Invoker because you can just TP into the fights. But they do have the Metamorphosis ready for the side of Virtus.pro, and I don't think they're going to be able to take the next Roche as easily as they have been doing so far. So they want to be able to maybe get like a kill before the Roche, which is going to be potentially the plan, because Zeus around the pit has a long range to be able to use his spells. Juggernaut is pretty scary right now. Slaughter's always going to be able to like make these blink fresh plays, so he needs to be a little bit scared about just going YOLO for the Roach when he finally comes up. So Virtus.pro probably going to be looking to like man fight into them whenever they can.
Absolutely. Now, we'll see what's going to go down here in the next couple of minutes. Kill score actually very close, but again, a Terror Blade just does scale up a little bit better than his counterparts.
Yeah, definitely. The Juggernaut does have a little bit more net worth than him right now, which is actually going to be a great thing, because Juggernaut, when you carry on this hero, relies on being ahead. So for now, he's going to be like able to at least, to an extent, fight into Aloha Dance. Obviously, when the Metamorphosis is up, when there's a couple of illusions as well, it's still going to be terrible, just, you know, being a manly machine. But it's a step in the right direction, and Invoker is still always going to be like such a huge deal, because Zeus has 10k net worth, Invoker has 23,000, so scandal on the Zeus. I mean, he's just not really being such a huge impacting hero right now.
Alright, so Maposhka getting some nice eyes onto this. In fact, Ramsey is going to be going through cleaning out these illusions. Up second on the chart, surpassing the Terror Blade's net worth. What does the Terror Blade need to do to step this up?
I think he's going to be fine. I mean, he has the Scotty now completed, so he's going to be very tanky. The next item he can get is potentially a damage item, like getting the MKB up against the Butterfly, but he doesn't need to be the top net worth necessarily. He just needs to not be too far behind of the Juggernaut, because the Invoker is going to like pick up from the slack, right?
Fully. I mean, it's interesting to see how this is going to go late game, and we are 38 minutes in. Now there is going to be that swap out. Oh man, the plays here. They get the pick on the Ricky. Nice play by No Fear, making sure he can't run away. He can't blink strike away to his buddies. Going to be now Aloha Dance ready. He has the Metamorphosis up. We'll pop it. The BKB is ready to go as well. Like we talked about, the Scotty is online. Can King R do enough here? They're going to try to drain down everyone. They bring in the Crush from Afterlife. It's only going to connect onto illusions, and it looks like they're just going to have to sit back and watch as the racks get slow sieged. Aloha Dance just again popping out those what's it called, reflections. and getting that raw damage onto the rack. He's got that alacrity now, so it could just walk up on the high ground and get the job done. There will be a crush, but there's so much follow-up. Magic Missile will eventually connect, but the Force Staff buying some serious time. Everyone on the side of VP now backing off. There is going to be that Lotus Orb on the side of Aloha Dance, looking for maybe the Lion to go through and get the Finger of Death on himself, whatnot. Anything happen here as Sauda goes in with another crush. There's a swap back. No Fear looking to punish this. They will get punished onto Afterlife. Nice work there. Back wall online, but Ramses, he's still up. He's still fighting. He's a mean one. Mech coming out, keeping everyone on the Radiant alive. There will be the Earth Spike coming out, but it looks like one Omni Slash could mean the doom of the Juggernaut, and he will end up going down. It looks like Slardar, who did buy back, will go down once again. Buyback on the Jug. This is the Hail Mary here from Empire. It's now or never. Ricky going through, Blink striking to his allies, and this Rax still going to end up crumbling in the end. That was a very, very costly fight. They buy back on the Venge as well, but forcing 2 buybacks on Empire heroes, on Empire cores rather, is absolutely worth the trade.
Yeah, that was such a clutch play from the side of Novi, because I think he had like 8 or 9 seconds left on the Terrorblade Metamorphosis, so going for the play in that situation was like the last chance they had to make something happen, and now they suddenly forced out 2 buybacks. They got their Slaughter killed 2 times in a row, and all they had to commit for was the Vengeful, and he even fought back himself just to get back in the fight.
Now this Rax in the end will go down. Another swap back. No Fear is just manning up. Good golly, Ricky with the Princess Parade trying to buy some time. This is godlike freaking G. This Invoker is absolutely a machine gun of damage. And that will be going back on in. And the GG will be called Virtus.pro, taking this best of 1 by storm. They're going to take a game off of Empire again in these regional quals. The play is you compete in best of 1s to secure points. The team with the most points ends up moving on to TI6. If there's ties, we got tiebreakers and whatnot, so stick around for more regional coverage. This is going to do it for Mad Kings. Next up, we are going to have Escape Gaming versus, I believe, either Secret or F5, one of the open qualifiers.